Okay, Grandma, so there were a few more things that we wanted to hear about that you wanted to tell us about, so you just take it away and tell us all those things.
Tell us all those things. There's not that many. There's just a couple that were really very important in my life. One of them was Volunteers for Israel, which was, as it sounds, a volunteer group that, at their own expense, went over to Israel. And when they got there, they were given a leader that took them to where they were needed. And this was done throughout the country. I mean, there were a lot. It wasn't just in Chicago. There were a lot of people that did this. Because when Israel always needed help. And because so many of the people were in the army, you were going in or coming out and maybe wounded and maybe not able to do anything. And so they were looking for volunteers all the time. And this group I happened to learn about, and it just hit me right where I wanted to be. And I knew I wanted to go, that I wanted to do that. So I went several times. And when we got there, we were given different places to go and help out. And it was a 2 or 3 week stay. And we were given things like painting buildings, matching up the bullets with the parts that go with it. And I don't know, there were a myriad of things that needed to be taken care of that just, anybody could do, but there wasn't the personnel to do it. And that was for us to do. And these places could be anywhere in Israel anytime you went. You never went to the same place. So it was a great experience. And we were given room and board. Our getting there was our expense. But once we were there, we were given room and board. And we had uniforms. They issued regular Army uniforms for us to wear. So it made us feel very good that we were really part of the Army, which of course, we weren't anywhere near the action, but we were considered part of the Army, which was a wonderful thing. For me, I thought I was very proud, and I was very excited. And I had a wonderful time, and I went several times. And each time I went to a different place. And I have some pictures. Actually, Sharon was with me the first time. She didn't think I should go alone. I didn't ask her. She didn't think I should go alone. So she went with me. After that, after that, I took Ladine once, and once Kyle and some friends of his went. And I don't know that I ever really went alone, because I went several times. Anyway, it was a great experience, and I'm awfully glad that I had it. And that covers that, I think. Then the other experience was being a volunteer to interview Holocaust survivors. And this was a project that Steven Spielberg came up with. And came up with the money to get it started all over the country. He had his people recruit people in locations that could interview Holocaust survivors. And we went out as teams, a interviewer, a photographer. I think that was all, just the two. And we had made arrangements beforehand to set up an appointment and to get the Holocaust survivors' story. It was not easy. A lot of them did not want to talk about it at all. A lot of their children said they had never heard the stories. until we finally got it out of them. So it was a wonderful thing that Steven Spielberg did, and it ended up as being thousands and thousands and thousands. There's a library in California, in Los Angeles, I think, where he has them all cataloged and alphabetized, and anybody can go there and see them or hear them and learn anything they wanted to about this one or that one. And I've never been there, but I know about it. And it was a wonderful thing. He used his money, and all these thousands and thousands of Holocaust survivors were interviewed. And he already had lost some that had passed away, so it was good that he started when he did, and there were as many left to be interviewed. And that was a wonderful experience. It was a one-on-one with the photographer, and we asked questions, and we tried to get out of them as much of an experience as we could. And that's all been recorded. It can all be found in the files that he has made in Los Angeles. I think there's a name of the place. I don't know what he calls it. I can find out, but I've forgotten. That was a very wonderful experience.
Did you want to tell us anything about your activism in Hadassah?
Oh, well, it's just something that I had lived with since I was a little girl, because my mother founded Hadassah in Aberdeen, South Dakota. My mother and father were very active and believers in Zionism. I don't know if you know what Zionism meant, but they were, and at one time in Aberdeen, my mother was president of the Ladies' Aid. My father was president of the Zionist organization. I was president of Young Judea. I think that's probably all the organizations there were going on at that time. Anyway, they were all in the family. Hadassah was a very, very prominent organization in my life. As I said, my mother had founded it in Aberdeen and made a substantial contribution with it and from it. And so I grew up with it. And it was only natural that I would become active when I married and became here in Chicago, which I did. I was president of one of the chapters, and I went to meetings all the time. I must admit it's been terrible that I have dropped it. But it's going strong, and they have accomplished a great deal. As Tom will tell you, Tom has seen the Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem. It's an amazing, amazing place. Millions have been raised to furnish it and service it and get the latest equipment and all of that. They've really just outdone themselves. And Hadassah is still going very strongly. Thousands and thousands of members who support it. I still support it financially, I just don't do it actively. It's a wonderful, wonderful organization.
Okay, great, thanks.
Okay.